Kevin here, aka Brick Ninja from Rebel Lug, and today we're going to be looking at this set that LEGO kindly sent me a copy of to review. This is set number 75265, the T-16 Skyhopper versus Bantha. This is the Microfighter dual pack for January 2020, and it has 198 pieces and will retail for $20 in the United States. This is the second time they've done an animal with the dual pack, and I'm really interested to see how this one compares with the dewback. But let's go ahead and get this guy built up and see what we got. Alrighty, so I got this guy all built up, and we're going to take a look at it. Rebel Lug member Bart said, looks like there are some nice parts on the Bantha, and I think he's absolutely right. We'll take a look at that in just a moment. The overall Rebel Lug opinion of this set was a 6.7 out of 10, and 40% of members said that they were looking at picking this one up. So let's take a closer look at these Microfighters. We have the T-16 Skyhopper, which is a decent version of the vehicle. It's just not a vehicle that people really care about. It's barely seen in the movies, so kind of weak in that regard. And then we have the Bantha with the Tusken Raider riding on his back right there. This is a much cooler option. I just kind of wish we'd gotten a full-sized Bantha prior to the Microfighter version. I would love it if they built like a large brick-built Bantha, kind of like this woolly mammoth that I built a couple of years ago, and they could make it like a $30 set and have a couple of Tusken Raiders in there. I think that'd be a pretty decent set. And the Microfighter one's alright, it's just, you know, not really what people are looking for. As far as the figures, we have a T-16 Skyhopper pilot, ba-da-ding, and we have a Tusken Raider, rarg. That's how it goes, right? Both of them are pretty decent figures, though nothing super original. The pilot we have had before, and the Tusken Raider, we've had Tusken Raiders before. This has a new torso print, but this is also the same one that comes in Obi-Wan's hut in this same line. But let's take a little bit closer look at these guys. For the pilot, we have a pretty good torso print. I also like how it's something that could easily be used outside of Star Wars. It's just like a good flight suit with a harness on there. And the face also has a potential other applications. The thing I do really like, though, is the helmet. And that's because if you were to take this helmet off and get rid of him, you can actually take that helmet, and here we have the Luke Skywalker from the Falcon from a few years ago, and he's got the blast shield printed on his face. If you put that helmet on, this helmet is the same markings on it as the one in the movie when Luke is training with that droid. So you can update this figure, because the figure originally just came with a solid gray helmet. So here you can update him to make it look a little bit more detailed, a little bit better. So I kind of like it when they do stuff like that. It's like, hey, we didn't do this last time, but we'll do it now, and you can kind of put it together yourself if you so want. The other figure is the Tusken Raider, and let's take a look at him. Like I said, we have had Tusken Raiders before, but this one is a little bit different on the torso print there. So overall, pretty solid figures. Alrighty, so now that we've taken a look at the figures there, let's look at the ships. This is the T-16 Skyhopper, and we have a few decent parts, nothing super exciting. You know, some tiles, this slope piece here, which is kind of nice. Overall, I feel like this is a disappointment both in the initial design and in its parts value. The Bantha, on the other hand, is a different story. This guy has quite a few good parts on him. So you can, let's see here, pull this here off, and this section here, you can see it has a whole bunch of those 1x2 curved slopes with a corner cut out of them, and it's got, the set has like 14 of these in dark brown and 2 in dark tan. So those are kind of cool parts to get. Get these cheese wedges here, and then underneath here you can see there's all of these bricks with studs on the side. So you get 4 of the 1x1s in brown, and you get 2 of the 1x2s in gray, and then 2 of the 1x1s in red. Those are really cool parts to have, particularly have a larger quantity of. So I think that's really good in this set. The other parts that I really like is this guy has the 1x3 jumper with 2 studs in the middle in this nougat color. It's also got one in light gray. And finally, there is also a 1x3 tile in dark brown. So just a collection of all those parts I think is pretty good. And there's a lot of other good parts in here. Definitely some good options for building tree trunks or dirt/mud terrain, or hey, even building a bigger brick-built Bantha or other type of creatures. Lots of good parts in this guy here. So I'm afraid he's not too long for this world in my house. He's gonna get parted out. That's okay. I checked his organ donor card. He should be good. And this guy's also going on the scrap heap, but mostly just because I don't care that much about microfighters. So in conclusion, you get these couple of microfighters, which are pretty solid, pretty decent. You get these couple of figures, which I like quite well. And this guy's got a lot of good parts. So if you are looking for these figures, or if you really like the part selection in this guy, or if you're just a big fan of microfighters, I think this is an easy yes on this one. It's about what you'd expect, both parts-wise, price-wise. There's nothing bad about this set. It's not for everyone, but if any of those things are of interest to you, I think it's a pretty solid option. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this review, and we shall see you on the next one.